Well, 2015 has become all but a distant memory at this point, and now there are some questions going forward with what will happen to this organization. Sure, they have some good pieces to build off of, but there isn't much surrounding those players. With the Royals roster, starting with the lineup, they ended up picking John Jay and Lucas Duda up, and they retained Mike Moustakas after a bit of a holdout. And outside of Moustakas, Perez, and Soler even, maybe Soler, there isn't really much to build off of in Kansas City. There's some guys that you can build around, but there aren't very many players, there aren't many guys in the lineup that could probably provide a big impact. Lucas Duda is a power hitter in a non-home run hitting ballpark in Kauffman Stadium. John Jay should be a pretty good fit. He's pretty much your typical leadoff guy, gets base hits, gets on base. Doesn't really hit for power, doesn't really hit a lot of home runs. Doesn't really steal a lot of bases either, but Whit Merrifield is apparently supposed to be that guy, so we'll see how it goes. But this lineup is not that good, really at all. So, it's not terrible. It still has pieces like Mike Moustakas. The fact that they retained him is fine, and also Salvador Perez, he's another piece that they have, and John Jay isn't bad either. But this lineup isn't great, so I'm giving it a grade C. With their depth, in terms of the majors, they have Ryan Goins and Cheslor Cuthbert and Drew Butera. In the minors, they have Cam Gallagher and Frank Schwindel and Jack Lopez. Hunter Dozier is a guy that's supposed to be coming up this year, a prospect that is supposed to be coming up this year. Adalberto Mondesi is a guy that could come up for depth purposes, same with Bubba Starling. Michael Saunders is another guy, Cody Ashley too. So their depth is not that good either. Jorge Bonifacio has been suspended for 80 games after testing positive for PEDs, so that's not good either. And in terms of their depth, it's a D+ to me. When it comes to their rotation, they have Danny Duffy and not much else after that. Ian Kennedy, Jason Hamill, Jake Junis, Nathan Carnes, either not good fits or not that good at all. So the rotation gets a C- from me just because they have Danny Duffy. And in terms of the bullpen, they have Kelvin Herrera and they have Brandon Maurer. And they picked up some guys to provide depth, a couple of Rule 5 draft picks, but their bullpen is not that good either. So their bullpen gets a D+ from me. Kelvin Herrera is really the only guy that they have, and Brandon Maurer. Jesse Hahn is not very good. He's injured right now, but even he's placed on the 60-day DL by the Royals. They traded one of their better relievers Ryan Butcher to the A's. They also traded Brandon Moss. So the Royals bullpen, it gets a D+, if I didn't mention that already. And not a very impressive roster. So in terms of the Royals, you're in for those dark times again if you're a fan. If this organization can build around players like Soler, Perez, and Bonifacio, but really not Bonifacio since apparently he tested for PEDs, but if he can come back and be good again, then you'll be in good shape. However, this team is going to have to find players through the draft and pick up some good players in free agency. As of right now, this team is not very good. In terms of their over-under from Fangraphs, it's 71 and 91. My final prediction is under, only by 3 wins this time, at 68 and 94, and third in the AL Central. Let me know if you agree, and let me know why I'm underrating this pitching staff and this team as a whole. But these are prediction videos, so that's what it's all about. And otherwise, so long.